Hey, it's Dorleen. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a really fun card that I made. I have a bag, actually I have lots of containers of just kind of random scraps that I've done, either just mark making or spraying paints or mixed media things, gel prints, things like that. And I keep all of the scraps. You can see me going through just some random pieces. A lot of them are also like things that are left over after I do some Cricut cutting. Those on the far right, you can see that light greenish yellow. Those are leaves that I cut out of cardstock for a project. And then I end up using that as a stencil. I do that a lot, especially in my junk journal. And then I keep it because not only does it have these really cool shapes, but it also has some inky or some painted goodies on it. So I went through and I kind of was thinking, bluish theme or things, colors I've coordinated. I didn't find everything that I wanted, and that's why I pulled out another container and grabbed other things. Now this bottom piece that you can see right, not there in my hands, but on the bottom of the mat, that is actually a colored copy, this one right here, of a piece that I've done in my art journal before. So sometimes I'll do that too. Before I complete a journal, I'll take a picture of it and then I make copies of them. And what a fun way to reuse your art. So I am making a card and I'm using a sketch from the Sketch and Scrap Challenge blog, also Facebook group, which I'll have links in the information box below for those and also for my blog. But so that's my base. And then I decided to grab that really fun stencil piece that I was talking about because the sketch does call for a thinner horizontal kind of piece across the card. So I thought that coordinated pretty well. I was planning on using that light blue label or sticker. That was done with my gel print a while ago. I really wanted the circle shape, but when I started kind of fussing around with the colors and what I knew for sure what I was going to use, I decided I like these squares better. So these are also labels that I just put on my jelly print. Now here's a funny thing. So I always put, once I put the adhesive on the back of something, I always use my fingers to hold it before I actually place it on the paper because of that. I didn't do it this time. The paper fell and guess what? It stuck. Not straight. I wasn't going to worry about it. So I kept it as is. Now I'm just using some liquid adhesive or liquid glue to adhere this piece across the, horizontally across the cardstock. And this cardstock, the white base is 4 by 5 1/4 because I'm going to layer that on top of your regular A2 card, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you can see here, I'm still kind of debating whether using that blue circle, and really the colors I chose, it just wasn't working. So I did end up using the square sticker instead, which I mentioned. And, a lot of it is just kind of playing around with what you're going to do. And I did want to put that doily in, and then I changed my mind. But when I put that sticker down, I just thought, no, it needed something else. So that's why when you can see me going through my stash, I end up just grabbing a piece of black. It is patterned paper, but it's a very subtle pattern, even though it's black and white, which is weird to say that because that's such a highly contrasted piece of two different colors. But that pink square needed something to rest on. And so you can see here, look at those scraps. Now, normally I would throw those away, and I'm actually kind of surprised I still have them, probably because they were in that little envelope or that little pouch, and I haven't touched it in a while. But I do like using pattern papers, especially scraps, when I'm working on my mixed media pieces or these kind of fun, funky cards, because it does add, just like I said, kind of like a solid color, because everything else is just so like colorful and just bright. So the black kind of tones that down a little bit. So I really like the way that looks. I'm going to pull out my Misty to stamp on that label because it has a little bit of chunkiness because it has acrylic paint. I wasn't sure how well I would stamp just with an acrylic block. But honestly, it only took one pass using the Misty, so I probably would have been fine. One of my go-tos is always using a black pen and just edging, drawing a line around the edge. I do this in my scrapbooking layouts as well as cards, just a little something. So that first pen that I pulled out had a little bit, was a little thicker than I wanted. And so when I did the second outline, I grabbed the pen that I really wanted, which is a finer point pen, but it still looks really cute. One thing I always do too is, as I'm drawing that around, I don't care how straight it is. I mean, it's straight-ish, right? And which also gives it a little bit of another dimension to your card. I'll just put little like random scribbles like in different places, almost as if it was sewn in, it was the thread kind of jumbled a little bit. And I hope you can see that. So I just went and grabbed a couple of options for some gemstones, and I found these little diamond shaped ones, or you can probably say square if you depending on which angle you put them on. But I went ahead and added a couple of those right between one of the little circles or one of the little leaves, and I think it looked really cute. Another thing I did is I have foam pieces, which is this black piece right here. So I just cut it approximate size, put some liquid adhesive on one side, and then I'm going to put liquid adhesive on the other side. And that was to raise the panel up. Since it was a white panel against a white card base, I thought that's another way to add some more dimension. But I do hope you like this. I think it turned out really super fun and cute. Please make sure you hit the like button, also the subscribe button. I do at least 2 videos a week. One is always scrapbooking, and the second is whatever it is I'm creating in the command center. And in this case, it is a card. The command center is the name of my blog and also the name of my craft room. But again, I hope you do like this. Make sure you click on over to Sketch and Scrap for all your sketches. And thanks again for watching. Appreciate it. Bye.